Hello, and welcome to the Street Crime UK YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Today we look at a woman who was described by a judge as being the greedy wife of a major drug dealer and one who had lived a lavish lifestyle which included going on luxury holidays which were funded by his ill-gotten gains. Mrs Hartley of Wines, who was also known by her married name of Ellie Tobin, had £8,665 paid into her bank account in June of 2016, just before their marriage. Later that summer, a deposit of €3,000 was made for an apartment to be purchased in her name in Spain. The couple, who lived in properties in Wines and Warrington, spent a week in Dubai in September of 2016, during which time £2,000 cash was paid into her account again. Her phone was used to contact drug dealers and make calls to Colombia. Mrs Helen Hartley, who was 35 at the time and who married Mr Alan Tobin at Lake, which was followed by a 2-week honeymoon which had reportedly cost over £10,000, had admitted in court to possessing criminal property, but the court heard that she continued to deny any wrongdoing. Judge Bryne, who overseen the court proceedings, said, "It is apparent that you blame others and fail to take any responsibility whatsoever for your actions." In April 2021, Liverpool Crown Court heard how the brothers Alan and John Tobin's drug business had begun to unravel after a massive seizure of drugs by the police on the M6. Alan Tobin, for his part in the drugs network, was jailed for 20 years, and his brother John was sentenced to 19 years and 8 months. Both men had pleaded guilty in court to conspiracy to supply Class A drugs. Mrs Hartley, who also appeared in the same court along with her own mum, Anne Hartley, and Kathryn Walker, who is a partner of John Tobin. A total of £220,000 was paid into Mrs Hartley's bank account. The payments were made between January 2016 and September 2020. But it was accepted that Mrs Hartley did in fact have some legitimate income, as she had worked as a beautician. Mrs Hartley was sentenced on the basis that she had between £120,000 and £150,000 of money sent into her account, which was the proceeds of organised crime. Liverpool Crown Court heard that Mrs Hartley, who had only changed her plea to guilty on the second day of her trial, had tried to claim that the money had came from her husband's wages as a mental health nurse and of the cars that he had sold. However, Judge Bryne did not believe anything that was said in the court, and in fact said her excuse before the court was quite frankly ludicrous. Judge Bryne said that Mrs Hartley had willingly turned a blind eye to where the money in her own bank account was coming from, and also told Mrs Hartley that her previous conviction that she had received in October of 2019, when it was discovered that she had been fraudulently obtaining council tax, demonstrates what a greedy person she actually can be. Judge Bryne continued, "I am very aware that you have 2 young children and that they have already lost their father to a very lengthy term of imprisonment. I have therefore reduced your sentence to keep it to an absolute minimum, to the amount of time that you are to be kept away from them." The judge sentenced Mrs Helen Hartley to 9 months in jail. Anne Hartley, the mother of Helen, who was 63 at the time, had also admitted possessing criminal property involving the amount of £96,735. Anne Hartley was sentenced to 20 months imprisonment, but it was to be suspended for 2 years. She was also ordered to carry out 80 hours of unpaid work and attend 10 days of a rehabilitation activity course. Nicola Daly, who was prosecuting, said that Anne Hartley appeared to be deeply involved in the family business, laundering the proceeds of criminal financial gain. Miss Daly had pointed out that Miss Hartley did in fact have a previous conviction for possessing Class A drugs with intent to supply, which was given to her in May of 2013. Kathryn Walker, who was 37 at the time, and whose partner was Mr Tobin, who is serving 19 years and 8 months in prison for his part in the drugs network. Miss Walker admitted possessing criminal property in court and the court also heard about the couple's lavish lifestyles and exotic holidays. Miss Walker of Norris Green was sentenced to 16 months imprisonment, suspended for 2 years, and ordered to carry out 80 hours of unpaid work and 15 hours of rehabilitation activities. Miss Daly also explained to the court that as well as the £97,471 in cash that was paid into Miss Walker's account, there was also other expenditures which had brought the total amount of money involved much closer to around £157,000. The couple's foreign trips had included staying in an apartment in Portugal for 2 months in the summer, as well as frequent holidays to the Canary Islands. The couple also had many other 5-star luxury hotels in Portugal, Dubai, Bangkok, Spain and Thailand. The court also heard how the couple had rented a black BMW X6 while staying in Barcelona on another drugs trip. John Tobin, who was Miss Walker's partner, was shot in February last year and taken to hospital by his brother, but he did not provide any information to the police about who had done it or why. Claire Jones, who was defending Helen Hartley, had said that Miss Hartley is the sole carer for 2 young children. She had only become aware of what was happening during the later stages of the offence period. Her husband had told her that he himself had a poor credit rating and in fact had no bank account, and asked his wife if he could use hers. Miss Jones had said her mother and husband had put money into Mrs Hartley's account, and that is when the realisation started to dawn upon her that something much more sinister was going on. Joe Maxwell, who was defending Anne Hartley, had said that she had allowed her bank account to be used, but became suspicious when deposits increased in amounts and frequency. She did not regularly check her bank balance, but did allow others to use it. It was her loyalty and devotion to the family unit that allowed her criminality to continue. There is no evidence of a lavish lifestyle. The Tobin brothers created an extensive criminal network which supplied well-known gangs in the northwest and other parts of the UK with large quantity of drugs. The brothers were said to be supplying huge amounts of cocaine to the Warrington OCG leaders, Anthony Cullen and Jamie Olroyd, who both themselves headed a heavily armed and The brothers had men trading primarily in cocaine, but also in heroin, cannabis and ketamine, delivering to the other gangs in Manchester, West Yorkshire, Cumbria, Humberside, North Wales, Cornwall, London and Scotland. They were arrested after police seized £20 million worth of cocaine on the M6, which they had arranged for a dealer to deliver from Warrington to Kent. What are your opinions on the crimes committed by Helen Hartley and her mother Anne and Kathryn Walker? Do you think they should have been sent to jail for having the gang's financial profits in their accounts? Or do you believe their sentences were way too excessive? Also, what would you do if your wife or husband asked to make a large deposit of unexplained money into your account? Would you have something to say, or would you just let the money continue to flow into your account? Please let us know in the comments below. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to like and share. And if you're new to the channel and you like this type of content, please don't forget to subscribe so you can join us on the next video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe.